Now may I invite Khumanthem Romabai Devi, Department of Political Science, NG College, and the Seram Romee Devi, Department of Commerce, Biramangol College, Sawombung, to deliver on the impact of COVID-19 on the informal economy in India, with special reference to Manipur's women.
Good morning, everybody. The title of my topic is The Impact of COVID-19 on the Informal Economy in India, with special reference to Manipur women. So let me start with the introduction. The economic impact of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic in India has been largely disrupted. India's growth in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2020 went down to 3.1% according to the Ministry of Statistics. The informal sector, despite being a huge contributor to India's GDP, is often neglected when it comes to supportive policies, especially in times of crisis. Women are somewhat more likely to be engaged in the informal economy, but significantly more likely than men to be working as informal workers in the formal sectors. Women around the world have been hurt financially by the COVID-19 outbreak, but the situation in India is more serious for them than almost anywhere else. The informal, unorganized sector of the economy. The terms unorganized, informal sectors is used interchangeably in the Indian context. The informal sectors, unorganized sectors consist of enterprises which are own-account enterprises and operated by own-account workers, or unorganized enterprises employing hired workers. They are essentially proprietary and partnership enterprises. In India, despite high levels of economic growth during the past 2 decades, the informal economy still accounts for more than 80% of non-agricultural employment. Women in informal sectors. In India, women are inevitably involved in some kind of productive or reproductive work, but much of the work is invisible and they are largely employed in low-skilled, low-paid informal sector with little or no social security. Women represent 49% of Indian population, yet contribute only 18% to its economic output, about half the global average. According to the Indian-based trade union Self-Employed Women's Associations, more than 94% of Indian female labor force is employed in the informal sector. With a huge informal workforce and persistent gender-based occupation segregations, it goes without saying that the COVID-19 pandemic is intensifying pre-existing inequalities, exposing vulnerabilities across every sphere, from health to the economy, security to social protections, and women contribute to bear the maximum brunt simply by virtue of their sex. Women also shoulder a disproportionate responsibility for caregiving, both inside and outside the home. COVID-19 outbreak and market closures have meant that they are no longer working. This has led to a complete breakdown of cash flow. So, women in informal economy, women, Manipur, and impact of COVID-19. Manipuri women's role in the socio-economic of Manipur is very significant. Women dominate the market in the rural and urban areas. Their unique role in the market will be known if one visits Khwaramon Bazaar at the heart of Imphal. They are greatly involved in the agricultural related activities. They are artistic and creative, which they prove in the field of handloom and handicrafts. The integrated woven handicrafts and handloom items is popular even outside the state. In fact, women are engaged in various activities, as for instance, weaving, silk rearing, yarn making, embroidery, pottery, fishing, and in agriculture sector, women's contribution is more than their male counterparts. There are many women who run pawn shop, tea, snack stall, contributing in the financial backup of the family. One can find many women construction workers, domestic helpers, increasing in the state, and Ima Kaichel, popularly known as Ima Market, outside the state, is the most important place in Manipur for business. Here, women far away district bring their goods, maybe vegetables, clothes, rice, fruits, flowers, and many other items essential for daily uses. They will sell their product to the women vendors in the market. However, if we look in the earnings of these women vendors, it is far more negligible. Looking at the amount of labor, time and energy they are putting into it, most of them are compelled to sell the things due to lack of proper source of income in the family. COVID-19 lockdown hit hard on women vendors at Manipur Women Only Market in Marketel. which are now getting restless, torn between hunger and fear of getting infected by coronavirus if they venture out. In Manipur, 70% of our street vendors in our Khorama Bazaar are women of different castes and creed. The COVID-19 lockdown in Manipur started from 24th March 2020 has significant impact on the day-to-day activities of women of Imphal market in rural and urban areas, and those street vendors in respect of their income, resource, and social interactions, and were confronted with youth, hunger, and deprivations. Manipur, with a mosaic of ancient traditions and rich cultural patterns and a unique industry of only women weavers, has also been extensively affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Weaving is the backbone of rural women economy in Manipur. To know weaving is a primary qualification in women household. At least 84% of handloom workers household in the state live in rural areas, nearly 16% in urban areas. The handloom sector in the state is predominantly a rural activity led by women. Women here empowers women, but supply chain and production of goods badly affected due to the pandemic. The women have been praying for a secure future as weaving has not been able to incorporate itself into the formal sector, prompting women to move towards an informal sector's network. As a result, they have lost their job and with it their saving. Conclusions. It is true that hunger and starvation are among major worries, but we also need to treat cautiously to bring the wheels of economy back on track. Today, there is an urgency to reframe and rephrase the national and state women policy to recognize the identity and dignity of women workforce. It is time for us to go beyond relief and develop recovery measures that target not just the formal sector, but also informal enterprises and informal workers. Thank you.